Welcome to the Boys and Girls Club of East Providence. My name is Erin Gilliott and I've been the executive director here for 16 years. Now normally if you were enrolling your kid in one of our programs, we'd invite you in for a tour and you get to meet our staff and see all the fun stuff that your kids were going to be doing. Of course we're working in extraordinary times right now, so that's not going to work. The Department of Health has asked us to try to minimize the amount of adults that are coming into the building once we start care next week in order to try to keep your kids safe. So we thought instead we'd take you on a virtual tour. So this is the outside of our building. It's actually a schoolhouse that dates to the 1890s. But a lot of it has been redone inside, including a whole new wing on that side with some classrooms your kids are going to be in this week. For sign-in and sign-out purposes, in order to maintain social distancing, we're actually going to come to you. So rather than coming into our building like you normally would, you're just going to pull up to these two orange cones, and myself or one of our other full-time staff members and our membership secretary are going to be out here to come to your car and give you a sign-in sheet and actually ask you to fill out a certification from the Department of Health that shows that no one in your house and you aren't actually symptomatic for COVID-19. We're then going to do a quick no-contact temperature taking on your child. We'll certify them that they're okay to come into the building, and then they will be escorted directly inside to wash their hands and go into their classrooms. Since it's freezing outside today, we're going to go inside as well. And as we walk through the building, you're going to see the classrooms, and you're also going to get to meet some of our staff who are going to be the lead teachers in each of our pods this week. We'll also talk a little bit about all the containment efforts that we're putting into place to make sure your kids stay healthy and safe and are still learning with their distance learning stuff while we're here at the club doing the care. Come on inside. Welcome to our front desk. This is normally where you check your kids in with our amazing membership secretary, Marina. Instead, like we said, Marina will be coming to you and we'll be outside the building. Marina, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I've been here for just about a year. It'll be a year in June. Like Erin said, I'll be outside checking you guys in, and I'll be the one mainly answering any phone calls and questions that you guys have.
Marina is also the perfect person to ask about any billing questions, and she's a proud club alum of one of the clubs up in the Boston area, right?
Yes, definitely.
If you are coming to get your child earlier in the day before kind of our traditional exit point around 4 o'clock, we will ask you to call the club and Marina will be ready to greet you at the door when you get here. We do have a buzz-in system. If you buzz in, someone will come to the door and open up the door and talk to you so you don't have to come in. So again, we're trying to keep as many adults out of the building as you can. Before we go any further, I'm going to grab some Purell. We will be using Purell throughout the day, but we're really putting an emphasis on traditional hand washing. So when your kids come in, they'll actually go to the bathroom to wash their hands, not just Purell them, but trying to do everything we can now. Welcome to our games room. Right now this room is looking a little stark because we're putting away a lot of the stuff that we don't want the children to be sharing, again, to try to prevent germs. For example, sharing of pool cues, not exactly ideal right now. So we're trying to move some stuff out of the way and put some other stuff in place to make sure your kids stay healthy. This is going to be one of what we're calling our pods for care next week. So when your kids come in, they're going to be assigned to a group of no more than 10 kids with one staff in the beginning part of the day, a lead staff, and then we'll have a second staff member for the bulk of the day. So for most of the day, your kids are going to be in a group of 10 kids with 2 staff, which is a fantastic ratio. When they're in the program, we're also going to be making sure they've got an opportunity to do some distance learning. So we're currently setting up some tables. A lot of these chairs will be missing to give that kind of social distancing opportunities. We do ask if your child has distance learning that they're going to need to do during the day. If you have a Chromebook or a laptop, to send that with them, along with a pair of headphones, as we don't want kids to be sharing headphones. So I want to introduce you to one of our lead teachers and one of our lead staff here, Janice Sanchez, our program coordinator. Janice, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Janice. I'm sorry you guys didn't get to meet me in person, but I've been working at the Boys and Girls Club for 7.5 years, and these past couple of days we've been working really hard on trying to come up with what I think are really engaging and fun activities, energizers, games, arts and crafts that I think your kids are really going to enjoy. And I'm really excited to get to know and meet your kids and connect with them and help them with their distance learning, and I'm looking forward to it.
Miss Janice has a fantastic background in the arts and does a lot of our arts and crafts projects here. So if your child's in Janice's pod, they'll be guaranteed to come home with some projects. To that end, I want to mention another safety measure that we've taken. When your kids get to the club, they're going to get a bin with their own arts and crafts supplies. So every child will get a pack of crayons, a pack of markers, a pack of colored pencils, a pencil, scissors, and glue. So we don't have a lot of sharing going on. Not as important if you have an older kid, but certainly any of us with kindergartners know how they all love to get in there with shared bins of crayons. So everyone's gonna have a bin of their own stuff. So when Miss Janice is running an arts and crafts project, they won't have to share. Welcome to one of our other program spaces in our gymnasium, which, as you can see right now, is not necessarily going to be used for basketball. Again, the Department of Health and the Department of Human Services have advised us that we want to minimize the amount of spaces that the kids are using during the day to try to keep them in isolated pods. And so as a result, we have to get a little bit creative with the way we're using our space. Here, as you can see in the gym, we've brought in tables from our computer center upstairs, so your kids, if they're in this room, will be able to have their own space with their own Chromebook and doing their own distance learning. Then the other part of the room, the nice thing about these tables is they actually roll. So when the kids are on a break or on a recess point, we're going to move to do some other physical fitness activities. Not unfortunately basketball and contact games like that, but think more of things like yoga and freeze dance and things to get the kids moving, but not necessarily all bunched in a group. This is Kevin. He's going to be the lead person for this pod. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin. I started working at the Boys and Girls Club in 2013 as a CIT. I then became our lifeguard and now I'm a youth development professional. I think my favorite part about working here is the people you meet. We have a lot of kids from very diverse backgrounds that just make working here a lot of fun.
So that's this space. We're going to head on upstairs and see one of our other classrooms. Trying to model the behavior that we're going to be asking all the kids. Sanitize your hands when you come in. In addition to our regular hand washing in the bathroom, we are going to, throughout the day, have the kids sanitizing over and over again. Welcome to another one of our classrooms. This is actually the newest part of our building. We're now over the gym in our new wing. Normally this is two separate spaces, but as you can see, we've opened it up to give this pod a little bit more room. Again, you'll see in most of our spaces, we're having one section that's really going to be devoted to distance learning needs, and then one section that we can then move stuff around and have a little bit of fun and do some other activities. Kyle is our lead staff person for this pod. Kyle is normally also our homework help guru here at the Williams Avenue Clubhouse. Kyle, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Kyle. I've been working at the Boys and Girls Club for about 2 years now. In my free time, I coach basketball for the Mohawks and I coach baseball for Rumford Little League. My favorite sport to watch is football. I love the Patriots, and I'm most excited to do fun activities.
You'll notice actually over there that there's a big sign that says bookshelf closed. We have removed a lot of the shared items from our spaces for the next few weeks. Just again, a lot of kids touching a book or a game or an activity does give the opportunity, if anyone has any germs on their hands, to pass things along. So what we're trying to do instead is order every kid their own coloring book, or trying to instruct kids on reading online through their Chromebooks. Not that we don't want to have them to have the best experience possible, but in sharing stuff, we just want to try to keep the germs down and try to keep that transmission rates low. Quick hallway shot in our new wing because we wanted to take an opportunity to introduce you to Gary. Gary has a maintenance role here at the club for the next month or so. In addition to his regular projects around the club and doing some work from the kids, he's going to be charged with sanitizing all of our spaces during the day. So we have a couple of fold cleaning approach that we're going to be using for the next month. We have a cleaning company that's going to be coming in at night to clean the whole building, but also to sanitize things like door handles and light switches. But in addition, throughout the day, Gary's going to be going around with cleaners that are on the EPA approved list for killing of COVID-19 and making sure that surfaces are being wiped down. So for example, if you were in the room with the room where kids were set up for distance learning on one side, if they're moving to the other side to do meditation or yoga, Gary will quickly come in and wipe down those surfaces. So we're making sure that throughout the day, the building is being cleaned and sanitized as well. So thank you, Gary, for stepping up in this important role. About to walk into what we call our kitty care room, which is going to be the pod for our youngest members. But before we walked in there, I just wanted to let everyone know that my office is also right here in the building, right across from kitty care. I'm going to be here 2 days a week. My associate director is going to be here 2 days a week, and our program director will be here 1 day a week to make sure there's always a full-time staff member on site. To provide some oversight for the programs. Additionally, we do have a nurse who's going to be on call if we have any medical concerns that come up during the day. The three of us are swapping off, not because we don't want to be here with your kids, but because we also all have children ourselves, and our daycares are closed, and our kids' schools are closed. So we're in this together. But come on into kitty care. And I have to apologize because our shelves are looking a little sparse. That is because, as I mentioned a couple of different times, we are really trying to limit shared toys, particularly in this space and with this age group, because as we all know, kids are rubbing their noses and then, grabbing in with the Legos and everything else. So rather than torture the kids with games they weren't going to be able to play, we've taken everything down for now. We got great news from the Department of Human Services today that our friends at Hasbro are going to be donating toys specifically for this effort. So hopefully we're going to get some new stuff there. But we're going to be doing a whole lot of activities to make up for the fact that we don't have our usual access to toys. But I want to introduce you to Miss Chantel, who's been with us for...
Hi, I'm Chantel. I've been with the Boys and Girls Club for about 5 years now. I'm a former club kid and attended regularly as a teenager, and I'm mostly excited to try out some new fun ideas with some very new faces.
So again, you'll see even in this space, we've separated out the tables. We have fewer little chairs at all of our tables, doing everything that we can to keep our kids safe. One thing I do want to mention is that this room is actually adjacent to our dinner room, which brings up the issue of lunches and snacks. Normally we do pride ourselves on providing both snacks and lunches, but with the guidance from Department of Health, at least to start out with for this program, we are going to be asking you to send your child with snacks and with their lunch while they're with us. This is so that we're limiting the amount that we're having to have a central person like Chantel serve out food. So your child will have their lunchbox, they'll be able to get their own food and snacks out, especially in this group, in this classroom with our littlest kids. If there's a child who's having trouble opening something, Miss Chantel will put on gloves before she opens up the item for the child and will discard. We're back to the lobby, and this is the end of our virtual tour. Thanks so much for watching. I also want to take a moment to really say thank you to you on the front lines of this massive battle that we're fighting here in our state. We are so proud to be able to help your family out in this. We know that you guys are facing incredible things at our hospitals and healthcare institutions throughout our state, and you are really helping to keep our state as well as it is right now. So thank you for all of that. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Right now we're in and out of the office, so if you get our voicemail, just leave a message and one of us will get back to you. Or I'd be happy to answer any questions via email. My email address is egillatt@epbgc.org. We look forward to seeing your kids next week and to getting to know you. Bye-bye.